action.
Hey guys, what's going on? I'm Rachel, and welcome to the first episode of That Cookin' Show. I'm so excited to get this series started, and today we're making one of the staple recipes in my house, which are banana bread muffins. I've altered a family friend's recipe a little bit to get some more health benefits in there and make it taste absolutely delicious. So to get started with our dry ingredients, I've got in this bowl equal parts of flour and oatmeal. I've used instant oats, but you can use regular oats if you have them. And so it's a cup of each. Along with that, I have a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of cornstarch. You can also use potato starch though, and that's going to help thicken and really hold the whole recipe together, as well as half a teaspoon of salt. And a lot of people wonder why you need salt in sweet recipes, but it really makes a difference in bringing out all those sweet flavors. So using a whisk, I combined everything. And it's really important to mix it all together because the baking soda is going to help these cupcakes rise, and you want them all to rise evenly and be delicious and perfect. So putting these to the side, I also put together our wet ingredients. So first I started off with 1 stick of softened butter. It's really important not to melt it, but just to soften it, because if you melt it, it's really not going to cream properly. And so I've creamed that with 1 cup of just regular white sugar. And you want to cream it until it's gone from like a pretty dark yellow to like a really pale whitish yellow. And that's when you know it's going to be perfect for this recipe. Then I've gone ahead and added 3 really super ripe bananas, like really dark brown. And a little tip for mashing those is to actually use a potato masher, and they'll come out the perfect consistency every time. And then I've added 2 eggs along with 1/3 of a cup of Greek yogurt. You can also use sour cream. They have a really similar consistency, but the Greek yogurt is going to give you that protein and that nice little tanginess, and it also helps to make it really moist after you bake them. So I'm going to go ahead and add this dry mixture into the wet. And you want to always add dry to wet, not wet to dry, because by adding dry to wet, you're letting the wet ingredients absorb the dry ingredients instead of the other way around, and it's going to give you a really moist cupcake. So I like to mix this recipe by hand instead of using a stand mixer, because this is kind of similar to pancakes where you don't want to overmix, otherwise they're going to get a little tough when you bake them. So you just want to use a spatula. I'm using a rubber one. And you want to fold this really gently until it's just combined. You can see the little specks of butter in there and the yogurt, and it's going to make these super moist and delicious. So if there are a few little clumps of flour, that's no problem. You just want to make sure that it's all the way combined, and then try to restrain yourself and don't overmix. Alright, beautiful. So this is going to make usually around 18 cupcakes. If you use more banana, it'll make more. If you use more oatmeal. So you can really alter this recipe and you could do all oatmeal, you could do 3/4, however much you want. So I have here 18 regular size muffin tins. However, if you wanted to make little baby ones, that would be really cute too. And my favorite tip is using an ice cream scoop. These make the perfect size muffins every single time. You can see they fit right in there, and it's awesome. Now I have a little baby one also, and this is what you would use if you were going to make mini muffin tins. See, they're perfect. So I'm going to show you how to scoop a couple of these. You want to make it almost all the way, but not quite to the top, otherwise you're going to get a little too big. And you can see they fall perfectly right inside, and they're always going to come out the same size. And that way you'll guarantee that they're all going to cook at the same pace, and you're not going to have one that's underdone and one that's overdone. They're all going to be perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and finish scooping all of our muffins, and I'm going to put them in a 350-degree oven. Now I have mine set to convective because I think it gives it a really nice even cooking, but you could also do regular, just depending on your oven. And these are going to bake for about 20 minutes, and then we'll take them out and check them, and we'll be back in a second. Everybody, welcome back. Our delicious muffins just came out of the oven. They were baking for 18 minutes, and they came out perfectly golden brown, as you can see. Alright, so I just want to point this out. So what I was talking about before, about how long to cook them, if you press them down and see how it's nice and springy and it comes right back, you know they're perfect. Of course, I still just use a toothpick to test them, but this is a foolproof way to know that they're perfectly done. Now, I want to show you. Look at the inside of these. Now that yogurt that I was talking about that made it so light, look at all those air pockets. I mean, that is as fluffy as you can get with these. Alright, I want to give it a try. So good. You get this nice crunchy, almost sugary like top. And you get to the middle and it just melts in your mouth. The banana is so sweet and flavorful and it really comes through. Something really delicious that you could add in here would be a couple of blueberries. I think that would go really well. And it's not too sweet, so it could really work for breakfast. And you also get the nice texture from the oatmeal. It's perfect. Now, I have a very special couple of guests for my first episode ever. My brother and his friend are going to come on and prove to you that these are just the perfect breakfast or snack or dessert anytime. So, here's my brother and his friend. Alright guys, go ahead and try them. What do you think?
It's amazing.
Good? Alright, what's one word to describe it?
Chewy.
Chewy? What do you think? Fluffy. Alright, so there you go guys. These are just so delicious. So I hope that you've learned a lot. I hope you'll tune in every single Sunday. Next week I've got a very special treat. Homemade mac and cheese. The perfect meal for any time of the day, even breakfast, who knows. So I hope you'll tune in and I can't wait to see you next week. Thanks for watching guys.